Hello everyone, welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. I'm Chris. Today we're going to have another video where we're pulling orders that sold for me on eBay and Mercari. And it's also the first part of August, so that means we're going to go over my July numbers. We're going to talk about what went well, what's working for me, maybe some areas that I can improve on. Hopefully along the way you will learn some things that'll help you improve your business as well. So stick around after the intro song. We'll get to pulling those orders and talking about the topic.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? Pez dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
All right, so today we have 12 items going out for a total of right around $460. Not too bad, not too bad of a start to the month of August. With that being said, it already has started to slow down a bit, I think. As I've mentioned before, August is the start of school for a lot of folks, and I think that really has a negative impact on eBay sales in general. At least that's my experience. But let's go ahead and pull an order or two, and then we'll start talking about those results. Let's go ahead and start with the Mercari order. This is an item that I picked up at a yard sale. I guess it was more of an estate sale. And there was a whole bunch of these holiday motion activated things, and they're all about $2 or maybe $3 each. So I sold this on Mercari. This guy right here. He's a Frankenstein. It's Frankenstein's monster for all of you accurate naming folks, but he lights up, makes sounds, and I sold him for $19.98 free shipping. I cross-listed this using Vendoo, and most of the time on Mercari I do free shipping. Problem with this one is I forgot to bump up the price a little bit. Of course, there are no seller fees on Mercari, so I will pocket the whole $19.98 minus the shipping charges that I will have to spend, which will probably be around $9 or $10. So not a huge profit. I think I got about 8 of these different, maybe 6 of these different types of motion moving holiday decorations. Sold about 4 of them so far, and you know, every one I make now, I'm definitely in the profit on these. So it'll be 100% profit whatever I net from that one. All right, we'll go to the first eBay order. It's just a little one. Let me make sure I'm picking the right color here. HLN. So real quick, I just had a bunch of these hair dyes that my wife had picked up. She used to be a hairstylist and colors her own hair, colors other people's hair every now and then. So she just picked this up from the hair supply store, didn't need it anymore. So I sold it for $12 free shipping on that. Yeah, it's out of the return window, so at least we're going to get some of our money back. And then we'll pull one more item. We're getting to the end of summer, but sandals and flip-flops are still selling, which is good. I probably sold 75% of my inventory on these, but I'm going to list a couple more today because I bought them. They were just such a good price, so hopefully those will still sell. But anyway, I picked these up for $3 at my favorite thrift store. They are Olakai. They're women's Olakai. I think it's Unahai is how you pronounce it. UNAHI flip-flops. They sold for $24.90 free shipping. All right, so let's go into those July results and talk about what's working for me, and hopefully you can learn some things along the way in case they are tips that might help you in your business. Quick rewind. Last year, July of 2023 was a great year, or a great month for me. I had a record month back then of somewhere around the $3,400 range. That was a record month for me at the time. And I don't know what it is about July, but I had another record month again. I just broke my previous month's record by about $20 or $30. So July seems to be my good luck month. It is my birthday month and my wife's birthday month. Maybe there's a little bit of extra luck that comes from that. But let's just go right down. Actually, let's start with the my accountability board. Let's pull this down here so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. All right, so my goals for the month were 160 listings for $6,000 total value. And I didn't hit either of those goals, but I came relatively close. 147 total listings for a value of $5,153. There were quite a few days that I didn't list. I was out of town here, so there are 4 days there that I didn't list, a couple here and there. So I know why I didn't hit my goal, but I was still pretty close, and those were actually the numbers that I had for last month. 150 listings, 5,000 total value. Those were my goals for the month of June. So I would have come close to hitting those goals in June, but of course I bumped them up for July. Didn't quite hit them. So that might have a negative effect. That might contribute a little bit to a slow August start. It might, I might feel the negatives or the downsides of that in the coming weeks, but so far, like I mentioned, it did not happen to me in July because my results were record for me. So, all right, so we're gonna go into my reseller Genie here and just take a look at what the results for July and the last year has been for me. So right here were my total sales for July, $4,480.86, which surpasses my previous record, which was in May, $4,453.78. So what was that? $27 improvement. Last month I also did really well, $4,291 for me. Again, I'm a part-time reseller, everyone. For those of you that are new to my channel, I do this, I don't know, 15 hours a week or so. I have a full-time job that I spend most of my time working on. And my store size, for those of you that are interested right now, I have right around 800 listings, maybe 820-ish to be exact at the moment. But you can see my month, or my year, I've had pretty good sales, especially compared to the previous few months. So once again, I like to point out, especially for those of you that are new, what happened between these months, August, September, October. I mean, October was terrible. I only had $1,105 in sales. And honestly, this month right here was my catalyst for making changes. And the changes started in the month of December 2023 and then really started to take effect the rest of this year. So what are those changes? What I did, I really started to focus on sell-through rate when I was going out and sourcing. What happened when I started focusing on sell-through rate is it actually pretty significantly changed the type of items that I sell. I started to sell much more of a category that I had dabbled a bit in but hadn't sold a lot. And so for me, that happened to be clothing and shoes. Once I started to go out sourcing and I checked the sell-through rate, and I noticed that the items that I was coming across that had the higher sell-through rates, they just happened to be, for me, clothing and shoes. Now for you, wherever you're sourcing, I don't know, it might be a completely different category. And the category itself isn't really the point, it's the sell-through rate. So I look for a percentage that is at least a 50% sell-through rate. You guys have heard me talk about this before. Maybe some of you are new to my channel, and even those that aren't, it's still an important topic to really focus in on. So in terms of sell-through rate though, I want to show you how it is that I do it, because I think it's still important, and I'm going to do this kind of old school. I'm just going to search for it on the computer. I'm going to film the screen, and you'll just follow along with me. But hopefully it'll make sense. I think we all can maybe improve our research a little bit, and that is also the case on sell-through rate. If you get too generic with your search results or with your search criteria, it might not give you accurate results. So let's go ahead and use these Olakay Unahai sandals as an example. So normally I'm doing this on my phone, and I'm hoping this will work well doing the computer. So I just started by typing in Olakay Unahai, okay? Now I'm just gonna search for what comes up. We have 294 results. So as of right now, there are 294 listings on eBay for Olakay Unahais. You can look and see here, these are flip-flops, very similar to the ones that I have. Then we have this random shoe here. Then we have another shoe. So we have mostly Olakay Unahai flip-flops, but then we also have Olakay Ohana, Olakay Leia Ahi. So we have all these other shoes that are in the search results. So that means this number, 294, is not an accurate number. So what I like to do is make sure that I, in this case, put quotes around Unahai, and that will make sure that that'll tell the search to make sure to only include results that have that name or that word in the search results. So let's see what happens when we go to that. It went from 294 to 10. That is a dramatic difference, okay? So now we have only 10 results. And even then, these are not Unahai flip-flops, but they put that in their title. Those are the, I can't remember what they're called actually, but Ohana flip-flops, that's what those are. But, so now when we go to the sold items, we can see that 5 have sold in the last 90 days, including my listing right here. So now we see that these actually have a 50% sell-through rate. So let's start this whole process over. I probably should have done this first. All right, so we'll start the search again. We have 296 results. I don't know why we now have 2 more. And now we have 2 more for when it comes, or when we search for Unahai without putting the quotes around. So then let's go to the sell-through rate. And we have the 5 again. So if you had just gone with the more traditional way of doing sell-through rate on this, you might have gone, wow, only 5 have sold out of 294 listed, and if you're sane, you would have run away from this, buying this item, as fast as you could, because that's a terrible sell-through rate. But as we know, it's actually 50%, because for whatever reason, the eBay search results maybe aren't as accurate as they could be or should be. There's maybe, I don't know what's going on. But nonetheless, that's the reality that we have to deal with, which is sometimes we have to work the system to make sure that it works for us as best as possible. I'm going to do this with another item, because I think it's very important that we all learn how to best calculate sell-through rate on eBay. All right, so what I have here is an item that I've listed. This is a Solo Stove Mesa, so it's a smokeless tabletop stove that you can, I don't know, cook marshmallows on your stove, or just have a little warmth on your tabletop. Let's go ahead and look this up. So let's say we just do Solo Stove Mesa. You can see it's right there. Okay. So first of all, you'll notice right off the top we have an XL, we have torch, we have tabletop, we have accessories, heat deflector, we have all these things. But let's just say we're looking off of the box here, which if you look at the box, it just looks like it says Solo Stove Mesa. So that's all I'm going to type in. So we type that in and we have 414 results. Okay. Actually, we're on the sold listing, so let's do that again. We have 410 results for Solo Stove Mesa. This one is brand new, by the way. So that's the very first thing that I like to do, is make sure that I choose the condition. So we have new, open box, and used. We're going to check the new. So we have 335 results for new. So now when you start to look at what the listings are, right off the bat, you can see we have the Solo Stove Mesa XL. Okay. So we have a whole bunch of listings for the Mesa XL. Here's one that is actually the same as mine. Another Mesa XL, Mesa XL. So the vast majority of the listings, it appears to me, are Mesa XLs. I apologize if that was getting out of focus. Okay, so now that we've decided we want to exclude those results that have XL in the title, how can we do that? What's one way that we can do that? Well, a little trick that you can do is in the search bar, you hit the minus key and type in XL. So minus XL will mean the search should remove anything that has XL in the titles. So we went from 410 results to 302. Okay, so we got rid of about 100 results. Make sure we just check the new button. So we have 296 results. So that's what happened, is we now have went from 410 to 296 results. These should only be the Solo Stove Mesas. There shouldn't be an XL in here unless somebody put the wrong title, or basically didn't label their product correctly. All right. With 296 listings, we then go to how many have sold, and we see there's 183 that have sold. So not quite, but almost a 100% sell-through rate. You do have to do a little bit more searching when it comes to this, because this comes in different colors. You can see there's a copper color here. Here's this deep olive, which is the color that I have. There's different ways that you can do your search to narrow down and make sure that you're trying to get the most accurate sell-through rate quote that you can. I just wanted to show you there some of the tricks on the search, especially with the quotes and the minus, to make sure that you can learn some ways to narrow down the search a little bit better when you're trying to calculate the sell-through rate. I think the Olukai flip-flops is a really good example of why it's important to do that. And so use that trick when you're out there, and whatever sell-through rate you decide is going to work for you, that's what you have to do. That's something that you have to decide on your own. I personally I vastly prefer something that has at least a 50% sell-through rate, and of course the higher the better. So when I'm checking those search results, like was the case with those Olukai flip-flops, there were 10 listed, 5 had sold, so that's 5 out of 10 is 50% of the listings had sold in the last 90 days. That's how you calculate sell-through rate, and that is how I was okay and comfortable with buying those shoes. Olukai also is just a good brand. It was $2.99, almost a no-brainer anyway. So that is the #1 factor that has contributed to my almost doubling the success that I have had in my business this year. I'm on pace probably to do around $50,000 in sales, which is a significant increase for me over what I've done in the previous years. And again, sell-through rate, that's the main catalyst for that. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of those orders. Okay. I think we have 9 more orders to pull. Next item that sold, another one of my action figures that I picked up for 10 cents. Decided to take a bit of a lowball offer on this because I just wanted, well, actually the main reason why I took this offer is because I kind of wanted to game the system a little bit. And this sale helped me get over the hump when it came to my July sales. So by accepting this offer, I made sure that I got the record, my record setting month. But I sold this one for $21 plus shipping. It's a Toy Biz figure, Green Goblin with his glider. That, again, I picked up for 10 cents, and it sold for $21 plus shipping. That was probably the last of my really good action figures from that lot, so definitely well in the profit on everything that's left, because I only spent $10 for everything. Next sale is a much better one in terms of cost or price. Sold these for $80.95. I picked these up for probably, so I paid $12.99 for these, and here they are right here. They are a pair of Danner River Gripper wading boots. They're on the older side, probably late 90s, and really good condition, all things considered. There's the Danner on the back. Clearly needs some new shoelaces, which I disclosed, but you can tell River shoes based off of this kind of felt bottom. I guess that's used for grip when you're walking over rocks and stuff in a river. Bought these at Goodwill for $12.99, and as I mentioned, again, sold them for $80.95. All right, so another pair of sandals sold. So I've talked about Crocs sandals in the past and how these just tend to sell quite well for me. As long as they are not the flip-flops. Not that flip-flops don't sell well, it's just they don't really sell for a lot or for a high amount of money. But these here are some Mary Jane Crocs, size 12, women's size 12, so a little bit on the larger side, and I was kind of nervous getting a size that large because, you know, there's just not as many folks interested. There's just not as many people that have a size or wear a size like that, but those sold for $23.95 plus shipping. And I picked those up for $7.99, which is usually the highest I will pay for any pair of Crocs sandals. Next item that sold, it's getting closer to football season. I was hoping this would sell sooner than later, and it did. It is a Chicago Bears bucket hat that I picked up at my favorite thrift store. So it's a New Era bucket hat, Chicago Bears logo there. Picked that up for only $3.99. Had it listed for $25. Somebody sent me an offer for $18, and I decided to take that. So bought it for $4, sold it for $18. Another good shoe sale. I really like this brand of hiking shoe. Sells well and pretty quickly. It's called Oboz, O-B-O-Z. Definitely a bolo if you see these out in the wild. They're just not that common, but they sell pretty quick. It's also, for whatever reason, it's not that well known of a brand, so I picked these up for only $9.99 at my favorite thrift store. That was their regular price, their full price, and I sold them for $60 plus shipping. Normally, if they're aware that, you know, these are $150, $175 new, so if they're aware that shoes are that expensive, and they came in really good condition, they normally mark them up to at least $30, sometimes $60 or more. They must have missed these, and this is the Bridger Low model, and men's size 10.5. Sold for $60 plus shipping in right around 2 weeks. All right, so we have 4 more items to pull. This next item is another Bona wood oil. I picked up a bunch of these at an auction for a wood flooring company going out of business. Paid about $3 each for these here. This Bona Craft Oil 2K Natural Penetrating Wood Floor Oil. This is the charcoal color. This is going to a repeat buyer, and he bought it for $75 free shipping. Although if he decides he wants to buy any more, he's going to have to pay more than that because he's a bit of a difficult buyer, but nonetheless, $3 into basically $65. And at this point, I am 100% in the profit on everything I sell for those. I don't know how quickly they will sell. This is what I have left, but this is something that I was definitely willing to take a chance on. So I have all of these here. There's probably about 12 of these cans up here. There's some other types of Bona products down below, about 9 of those. And then I have another probably 15 of these stored in a different location. These I have listed for $150. These I have listed for $70. Those I have listed for $50. And again, any of them that sell, it's all profit at this point. So I'm okay with a slow sell. And frankly, if after a year or two I still have a few left or some left and they're not moving, I might just toss them, take them to my recycling plant at that point to get rid of them, because I will have obviously made all of my money back and more by that point. So sometimes it's worth taking a risk. I knew nothing about these. I just looked online, saw that the only few that were selling for well over $200. So I said, why not take a risk by buying these for such a cheap price at like $3 each. This next item that sold, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought this was only going to be about $9 free shipping. Then I did a little bit more research on it, and it turned out to be quite a bit better than that. And it's this Daily Bible Large Print Edition, 365 daily readings in chronological order. Hopefully that's not too blurry, but good condition. Got this for free at my thrift store that gives away Bibles for free. And it sold for $19.97 plus shipping on that. Speaking of free, here's another item that I got for free. So is that across the street from somebody that was having a yard sale. These people had a bunch of old remote control, like RC car parts and things that they were done with and wanted to get rid of. So everything was free, and this is the third item that I picked up, and it's the third item that sold, and the last item that I picked up there. All it is just this Nico 4-hour quick charger. Not a huge sale, but when you have absolutely nothing into it, why not take a chance on it? So that sold for $11.95. Free shipping on that one. The last item of the day, I think you guys will have seen a pattern by now. We have yet another pair of sandals and yet another pair of Crocs sandals that's sold. I don't know how long Crocs sandals are going to be in style or popular, but I'm going to ride that for as long as I can because you almost just can't go wrong. So these are a pair of Crocs Isabella Harachi Jelly Flat Sandals. Right here in the bronze color, size women's 6, so on the smaller side, but those sold in just a couple of weeks. And I picked those up for $3.99. I think my thrift store is discounting a lot of their sandals in the hopes that they will sell before summer ends, and I'm taking full advantage of that because people are still buying these even though it is August. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did and subscribe to my channel for more like it. I wish you all the best in your reselling ventures out there. We'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.